Was he truly handsome? Was America's most terrifying serial killer really the charming, intelligent man the media portrayed? People who knew him said yes. They saw a confident law student, a political volunteer, a man who could talk his way into anyone's good graces. His disarming smile and understanding eyes were his greatest weapons, a mask hiding the monster beneath. This performance fooled everyone, friends, lovers, even the police. The world wanted to believe in the handsome stranger. It was easier than facing the truth. Ted Bundy shattered the illusion that evil is obvious. He was the boy next door, the helpful man in the park, the last person you'd suspect. This duality is what makes his story so disturbing, the contrast between his polished exterior and depraved interior. His charm was not a myth, it was a tool, honed over years. He became whatever people wanted him to be, a dedicated Republican, a kind stranger, a trustworthy friend. This chameleon-like ability let him move through society like a ghost, leaving devastation behind. He was a master manipulator, playing a deadly game for the trust of his victims. Bundy was not just a killer, he was a symbol of betrayal, shattering the illusion of safety. The most dangerous monsters are not those who hide in the shadows, but those who walk confidently into the light, their darkness perfectly concealed. Behind the confident facade was a boy born into secrets and lies. Ted Bundy grew up believing his grandparents were his parents and his mother was his sister. This deception laid a fractured foundation for his life, teaching him that truth was something to be hidden. His childhood was marked by disturbing behavior, withdrawn, prone to unsettling acts, and unable to connect with others. When the family secret unraveled, it brought only anger and confusion, deepening his sense of betrayal. The mystery of his absent father left him feeling rootless, fueling a need to construct a new identity. He learned early that appearances were everything, perfecting the art of the double life. The charming monster was forged in the quiet lies of a troubled home. Bundy's method was psychological manipulation at its most chilling. He preyed on compassion, appearing in public with a cast or crutches, feigning helplessness. Women, seeing a handsome man struggling, would let their guard down. He'd ask for help, his smile reassuring, his voice polite. In that moment he was just a guy having a bad day, not a monster. This simple act of trust was often the last decision his victims made. Once isolated, the mask dropped. The predator emerged. The transformation was sudden, trust shattered by violence. He overpowered his victims, using the kindness they offered as the key to their doom. This calculated deception played out across multiple states, leaving only stories of a dark-haired man named Ted and a Volkswagen. He was not just killing, he was hunting. His greatest weapon was not a knife, but a smile and a polite request for help. The net closed around Bundy in August 1975, when a Utah patrolman found suspicious items in his car. Arrested for burglary tools, investigators suspected much worse. Convicted of kidnapping Carol Duranch, he was sent to prison, then extradited to Colorado for murder charges. Acting as his own lawyer, Bundy escaped by jumping from a courthouse window, only to be recaptured 6 days later. Undeterred, he lost weight and squeezed through a hole in his cell ceiling, escaping again just before New Year's Eve 1977. He walked out the front door, a ghost once more. Now one of the FBI's most wanted, Bundy fled to Florida, where no one knew his face. His escapes were acts of supreme arrogance, a final challenge to the system. The Phantom was loose again, and his deadliest rampage was about to begin. This time, there would be no more masks. In Tallahassee, Florida, Bundy was a desperate animal. Under an alias, he rented a room near Florida State University, surrounded by potential victims. On January 15, 1978, he broke into the Chi Omega sorority house, unleashing a frenzy of violence. In 15 minutes, he bludgeoned 4 women, killing 2, leaving behind a bite mark that would seal his fate. He attacked another student nearby, leaving her permanently injured. Weeks later, he abducted and murdered 12-year-old Kimberly Leach, his final victim. Her disappearance sent shockwaves through the state. Bundy's luck ran out on February 15, 1978, when he was arrested in a stolen car. This time, there would be no escape. The evidence was overwhelming. The charming law student was gone, replaced by a haggard fugitive facing justice. The Chi Omega trial was a media circus, and Bundy made himself the star. He fired his lawyers, representing himself and turning the courtroom into a stage. He cross-examined witnesses, trying to charm the jury, but his act fell flat. His arrogance led to critical mistakes. The prosecution's evidence was damning, especially the bite mark matched to Bundy's teeth. The jury saw through his performance and found him guilty on all counts. Judge Edward Cowart sentenced him to death, lamenting Bundy's wasted potential. Even on death row, Bundy manipulated investigators, confessing to dozens of murders in a bid to delay execution. He offered chilling insights into his crimes, but never showed remorse. Bundy remained a performer to the end, controlling the narrative until his final day. His trial was not a search for truth, but the ultimate expression of his ego. The curtain was about to fall. Justice was finally at hand. On January 24, 1989, Ted Bundy's performance ended in the electric chair. Outside, crowds cheered, a cathartic release after years of fear. For victims' families, it was grim justice, though the pain would never fade. Bundy's story became legend, the archetype of the charming killer. His case changed law enforcement, advancing profiling and forensic science. He left a permanent scar on America's sense of safety. The lesson is clear: evil does not always look evil. Sometimes it wears a handsome face and a winning smile. Bundy shattered the illusion that we can judge by appearances. The most terrifying monsters are often the ones we invite into our lives.